Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome to the Fey Realm. We are back with some more Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog, and we are all emotionally damaged. We hope that you are too. Let's do this thing. Sam, over to you, sir.
I appreciate that you're able to get through the entire title without stumbling. I can't most of the time. Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog, so
I, I
thank you
have
for
I,
that.
I have a lot of practice because I talk about this show to a lot of people.
We are going to start, as is our wont, with a recap. I suspect the recap is going to want moodier music than that, so let me slip into some mood music and moody music. And Eve, what happened last week?
Eve is in Vail's room. Um, there is a duffel bag resting on a chair with medical equipment. There's a few of Eve's personal belongings around. She looks disheveled, and she sits in a chair next to Vail's bedside with her feet up on the bed. She's taken to talking to Vail as though they can hear and talk back, even though they can't. You know, for someone who doesn't think we're friends, you like to put your life in my hands an awful lot. I've been thinking about something Vailish. That's what we're calling your program. What it said. If it can be uploaded into you, once your prosthetics are in place, I mean, sure, you won't have missed anything. All the planning and decisions and conversations and idling we've done with it will be in you. But if we do that, upload it to your cyberware, are we overwriting who you are with this admittedly sophisticated, encoded version of you? I've known you a while, enough to know that you don't change your mind easily, accept care easily, or even offer it. And this thing, whatever it's doing, is doing that. And it's confusing. It's made more headway with you than I have in the growth department. But are we replacing the real you with this version of you that's more palatable or easier? Ugh, my head hurts. Rosalind and Andre really should have given me more cyberware instruction in my education, but they didn't raise me to ask if we should. They raised me to ask if we could. I need to check in on Glitch. She probably blames herself, for what's happening to you. She doesn't know you as well as I do. You always run right past what you should and head first into could. You would have gone digging in the tiniest scraps of information, and it didn't matter how much she said or didn't say. Eventually, you'd have wandered where you wouldn't be welcome. Curiosity kills the cat, as the saying goes, and it's a good thing you have 9 lives. You should have seen Lore the last few days. She went to bat for you, stormed a hospital for you, called her uncle for you. Someone's starting to care. She says she has a death wish, but let's see what we can do about that, right? Oh, you'll be pleased to know that I've got a friend who does cyberware. Don't ask, it's complicated and I rather like them. I know. I like everybody, but they're different. They owe me a favor. Speaking of if we should, Abe's taken Prosium. Suppressed his emotions. It's eerie. I've worked with patients like this before, but it's even more strange when you know them without the drugs. I could flush his system and set him right, but he took those of his own volition. Thinks he's better with them. Reminds me of you. He only cares if he's useful. If everyone could just get it through their heads that they are loved beyond their utility, beyond what they offer, we could just get on with our lives and stop wasting our time with self-flagellation. It was heartbreaking. That song he sang, the blank look on his face. And when Vailish started, well, I don't know if you could call it singing, but... And that's...
Well, that's our session, guys. I'll see you next week. I gotta go and cry for the next 3 hours. Bye. Uh, Time cuts like a knife. It slices with the chef's finesse, moments past from moments present. It pairs with the surgeon's scalpel precision, possible futures from worlds never to be. And so are shorn 4 days from the calendar, spent in relative mundanity beneath the reflected neon and the ceaseless fog. Vail is stable as the sick room fills with medical equipment. Abe, Abe, how is Abe? As the mollifying drug slowly flushes from your system, all of your supply having been flushed down the toilet, how's Abe doing?
Abe is operating at a little less than 100% efficiency. So we established last week that the prosium is a daily allotment, but the more severe suppressive effects don't really wear off until about a week. But, as he gets further from the standard dose, uh, we're going to be met with a whole bunch of mood swings and such. So, uh, Abe's fine for now, with the foreknowledge that he's about to not be very fine very soon. And things might get a little hairy.
Right on. These 4 days that we are going to quickly montage past are the time it takes to assemble the rest of the equipment you need to get Vale, hopefully, to the point of the beginning of recovery rather than status quo. The time lore that you need probably to finish locking down that other safe house that you are setting up kind of on the border between downtown and Dogpatch, southern part of downtown. The time you need to at least finish pinning down where your guy is who might be able to open the briefcase for an exorbitant amount of money. But over the course of those 4 days, as those last couple of things are clicking into place, we'll end the 4 days with perhaps a scene of trying to get Vale back together. But over the course of those 4 days, is there anything else that anyone wants to be working on? I
Yeah.
see Abe and then I see Lorelai.
Oh, go ahead, Abe.
Just sticking with Abe for mood swings and likewise.
Eve, you're basically living at the safe house now to care for Vale, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Abe knocks on Eve's door, or Vale's door, or wherever Eve is choosing uh, to sequester themselves for the time being. Knock, knock, knock.
I think this actually interrupts our recap. Um, the door is open.
Abe pushes the door open. Doctor, I require your assistance with a medical matter.
Very well. Eve will grab her bag, stand up, give Vale's hand a little squeeze. I'll be right back. And go follow Abe.
And then with military precision, Abe goes ahead and marches himself over to what I'm assuming is the dinner table. Sits down. Doctor, I assume that you have been updated about my condition.
I'm aware, yes.
Yes. And you, as a former medical professional, somebody with links into that world, I assume that you can help.
Help with what?
It's been 4 days now since Mortimer had flushed my prosium allotment down the toilet. And I admit that I am struggling with the emotions that are coming up to the surface. I believe that in order to be of the most use to the group, I would like very much to resume my injections.
Well, unfortunately, that would go against my oath. I swore to do no harm. And by continuing to inject yourself with a suppressant, you are hindering your body and your mind from naturally healing yourself. Emotions are not just something to be moved past or beyond. You can't just pretend that they aren't there and be fine. And Prosium has some very serious side effects.
Such as?
What happened when you went off the Prosium initially?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say, Doctor.
Then you have your answer.
I do not understand. The whole reason that Vail is lying in that room, in the condition that they are in right now, is because I was not present to help effect their extraction from the hospital. Because I was distracted, you see, by emotion. I did what I did only so that I could help you all out.
Darling,
that not what I'm for?
not everything in the world is your fault.
No.
Vale is their own person. They decided to stick their fingers in as many pies as they want to. And that is their prerogative. Nothing stops them from doing what they want. That is their decision to make. And we were effective in our extraction. There was nothing more you could have done. There was nothing you could have done to save them. They decided to overdose. And the moment they decided that they were okay with dying. That's not something that you could have ever prevented.
Well, then I suppose we'll never know, will we? Even still, you are a medical professional. You are bound by an oath to do no harm, correct?
Yes.
What if I were to tell you that the longer I go without my allotment, the more harm will come to me and will come to the group at large? Could you really live with yourself knowing that?
Eve is quiet for a moment. I think the harm would be greater if I gave it to you. And although I do care about you, sometimes you can't always save everyone from the consequences of their actions. I think that it's more important And that the harm would be greater if you continued to take it. This is not living. What you're doing now? Why did you leave? If you're going to be this way, if you're going to take the prosium, why didn't you just stay? Tell me.
I'm afraid that I'm not at liberty to disclose that at this moment. Doctor, this is your professional opinion, yes?
This opinion is both personal and professional.
Very good. Abe swiftly gets up out of his chair, snaps off a salute to the doc here. Then if that's the case, Doctor, you and I have nothing further to discuss. I will leave you to it. And then he turns around and heads back toward his room.
As soon as Abe turns around, what would Star say?
What was it that you said just a few moments ago, Doctor? Sometimes you can't save everyone. I'll take my leave now. Good day.
As Abe exits the room, Vailish's screen kind of flickers on a little bit. And you see the raccoon sort of just kind of the equivalent of like looking.
When Abe gets through the door, Eve grabs a pillow and screams into it.
Would it help to show him the logs?
What do you mean?
Part of the backup is sort of a very light bio scan. It's not anything super fancy like a doctor would have, but it's connected to the cyberware. It would sort of show that I did it on purpose. I guess I was technically under duress and that I was, in immediate danger, but I knew what I was doing. Anyway, they're here if you need them. And the screen goes black.
Abe will do whatever Abe wants to do. This is not about efficiency. Not to my mind. This is not about you. It's something else. Someone else he couldn't save. And no matter what he does, that will haunt him until he confronts it. And I think he tried, and I think that's why I had to go get him. He's searching, and there's nothing I can do to help him until he's him again.
Eve, your words echo around the room. The screen is blank. You are speaking to Vailish. You are perhaps speaking to yourself as well. You know, theoretically, and Abe, you know very practically, that to leave Prosium, it feels, it feels like being born, like exiting the will-lessness of the womb to be thrust into a world of painful choices and personal responsibility. It is awful. Let's turn our attention to Lore. Lore, what are you doing during this time? And if it's not deep and moody, I will happily change the music.
It might be a little deep and moody.
I will happily keep the music the same.
Sure. Laura has been avoiding the safe house. I think she's been staying in the other one for the most part. I don't think anybody's seen her since Abe did his whole thing and she had a breakdown in front of Eve. Uh, but she has made a few calls, not as like favors kind of thing. Um, I think she checks in on her uncle to see how he's doing. Seeing as they now have that like contact now, and it's kind of weird. And he kind of disappeared without saying anything, so she's like, "Oh shit, did I fuck up?" Uh, she also sends a message to Ez. Whether she gets a message back from the original number that they had is a different story, but
Hmm.
it's more of a like, could really use somebody to talk to. Uh, Lots of shit has gone down kind of thing.
Interesting. We'll do the first one of those first because it's easier. The first one is, yeah, you send some easier for me, maybe not emotionally easier. You send some messages to your uncle from whom you had been estranged and then called upon a favor. There is no bonding like the bonding of fighting a life or death combat together. There is no bonding like sitting back in the back of an ambulance while both of you are being patched up by the same doctor. Um, for all that, the responses you're getting from him are, if not quite terse, then at least matter of fact. He is well. There don't seem to be any immediate reprisals that are being wrought upon the Mutters. Uh, he. The message that you get back from him amounts to, it seems like your friends have a lot of shit that needs to get got together.
She'll send back, don't we all?
He will send back. He doesn't use emojis. He'll just send
Correct.
back, ha, exclamation point.
She's gonna drop one bombshell on him, and she doesn't know how he's gonna take it, but she goes, "We need to talk about Mom."
For now, he is going to leave that on red.
Great.
You send texts to Ez as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it takes a while to get through to Ez. They're not immediately responding to your text messages. When they respond, they are again upsettingly, perhaps terse, trying to get to the bottom of shit. Sorry, I fucked you. I am aware that I fucked you.
Uh, I
How
think
fucked are you? Are you fucked?
she she's like she sends back a oh like I don't know. Um uh and she'll send back, I think we need to compare notes. Whatever you have found out versus what I have found out.
They will send a text back, again, bounced through a relay of numbers saying, pretty sure I'm marked for death. Was digging into what corp hired me to hire you. Kicked a hornet's nest. Can't really leave where I'm hiding right now. Can't really have visitors.
Uh she will send back, "You are not marked for death by me."
Uh, Again, a delay, and then at the end of it, we'll be like, "Aw, you
Ew.
care."
Oh god.
Probably sardonic,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe also a little not that thing. It's hard to tell over a text message,
Sure.
and maybe hard to tell at this emotionally raw moment that Lorelai is in.
Sure. Uh Let me know what you need. I, I'm also probably marked for death. I'm just willing to live out
Cool, cool.
it during the day.
Yeah. Ez will say, I'll be in touch when I can. Stay alive out there.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, at any rate, tell your friends to stay alive out there.
It's also a high maybe.
Right on. Glitch?
Sam.
I'm curious. No, sorry, this isn't this is open-ended. Days are passing. Low key, these 4 days are passing so that those of you who have abilities that come back on a weekly basis can use them again.
Much
Um,
obliged.
but I imagine that it's also perhaps setting up the groundwork for using those abilities as well. So over the course of these 4 days in which there's probably not a lot of like action streaming happening, I'm curious as to what Glitch is up to.
So she is still streaming during that time frame, but it's a lot of like lower, quieter, low key kind of stuff, kind of providing the a quiet space for her followers. You know, she's unboxing a cute outfit and showing it off. She's, you know, making food. She's doing quieter things around her place, very deliberately pointing only in one area to not show the fact that she is packing up the entire flat because she is very concerned that the heat is on. The heat has been turned up on her, and while she didn't use her real name to get the place, it would not be hard to trace the name that she did use through the various layers. She didn't have a hacker to help her cover her tracks. So she's in the process of packing up her apartment, getting rid of stuff, and she's left word with Lorelai that when the new safe house is set up, she'd like to know.
You recognize. Sorry, go for it, Laura.
Just a text message of, "Oh, it's ready."
I'll just send back like a laugh crying emoji, and then let me know when I can bring stuff over.
Anytime? Question mark? Do you need help? Are we that level of friends now?
I will respond back. I mean, you did kind of bleed on me a little bit. I think we're kind of that level of friends. I think moving is a lower level of friendship than bleeding on someone.
You just get back, ew.
Send back a like kissy heart emoji because it amuses me.
You'll get back just when and where.
I'll give her the information of the flat and be like, honestly, whenever. I don't have anything else that's time pressing. Just let me know so that I'm not streaming while you're doing that.
Thumbs up emoji.
Amazing. But yeah,
20 minutes. No, I'm just
honestly, that's most of what she's up to is like moving into the new safe house to sever that connection and, you know, keep from being swatted and fun things like that. I'm going to point out that because we have established that the chat is another character in this, the chat has been letting me know that they have cleaned up videos from the clinic.
Perfect. I was going to say, you notice perhaps a change in your followers, in your viewership, not in who they are, but there was maybe a sense before in the couple of months leading up to this, maybe even in the time between the train job and the first attack on the hospital, that many of your followers were in this for the fun, for the adventure, for the less politely maybe for the violence, for the blood sport of it.
Sure.
After Vail, after people came out not to rave but to riot, after I don't want to say burn that motherfucker to the ground because they didn't totally level the clinic, but significantly fuck that motherfucker up, right? Like, burn it significantly, light on fire a corpo building. There's a change of tone. Um,
Sure.
it's still a tight-knit group. It's grown a little bit, not exponentially. It's grown however much it does every time you level up.
100
But
people is fairly exponential.
fair enough, fair enough. Like and subscribe. If we could, if your real followers went up every time you leveled up too, that would be super cool. Make
Oh
it
my
happen, audience.
god, that would be something.
All of which is to say, though, there is a degree of, for lack of a better word, a sense of purpose that they have now. Um, and it's not that they are upset about the trying on a new outfit videos. They're still eating that up. That's still good. But also they're ready for whatever comes next. They're ready for what you're going to do next. They're ready to support you. They're ready to support their team in your team in whatever way possible, and they're ready to show up in whatever way you need them to. Uh, a slight tone shift from where
Yeah.
they were before.
I will at one point, because one of the followers messaged me to let me know that they had the videos. I will set up a dead drop and be like, for both of our safety, don't hang around.
And
But I will pick up those videos and immediately make several backup copies and hide them in various places.
you're able to do that without any stress. I am not going to make you roll the danger die because I'm not emotionally prepared for what would happen if you roll the one.
Valid.
And because things are still relatively cooled down from where they were, you're still at a 5 on heat, so it's not a sure thing. But you're at least able to move across town to rent a drive-on U-Haul, or
Yeah, basically. But probably like two or
slowly
three
crawl.
probably like
Yeah.
two or three of them in succession, so that one takes me to one spot, unload there, load into the next one, and Glitch has gotten paranoid in a way that she's never really needed to be before now. But she cannot get the mental image of what happened to Vail with her mother watching. She cannot get those images out of her mind. So,
Yeah.
and while
And
she knows
despite
that
the
her
fact-
mother
yeah.
probably wouldn't do that to her, she doesn't want that to happen to anyone else that she cares about.
And despite the fact that I am not going to make you roll the danger die, I will say as you are moving across town, the slow crawl through the streets of Silsent, it's not as if you are being watched. That is perhaps a bit melodramatic, but the fog is low, the lights are dim, splotching neon across the sky. It does feel perhaps a little claustrophobic in the city presently, as if the entire world around you has tightened to a degree that it wasn't before.
And I also feel like there's a sense of, both in my followers and in myself, and maybe in what I'm perceiving in the world, a sense of waiting to see what the next snap point is going to be. Because something changed at the clinic, I think, in all of us. And she doesn't quite know what to do with that, but she's observing and just sort of cataloging at the moment. She started journaling because getting her thoughts out and onto paper is very helpful. I mean, well, paper. It's a vlog, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I think actually that's even more to the point is it feels as if the city is holding its breath. That's the vibe
Yeah.
as these 4 days are passing. I want to turn my attention briefly to Vail-ish. I wonder, you are a computer program.
Yes.
You are the memories, instincts, skills of Vail. You also have 4 days. 4 days may seem like an eternity to a being that does not technically need to sleep. I wonder, are you doing anything during that time?
Unless someone actively turns the computer off, or turns off any of the devices attached, like Valish is observing, using the webcam, the microphone, the little setup that's been created, and is sort of logging it all as data. Anybody who looks, probably Eve notices these during the time that she's going through and reviewing videos and stuff, that there is a little folder on the desktop that just says like, data log backup, and there is a new file every day that sort of like tracks in.
Because you are a computer program, you are very aware that 12.5% of the time of the footage that you're recording is this shot of Remy 2, just like right in front of
Yeah.
in front of the camera, fully blocking your vision of anything.
Sure. No, of course. I would expect nothing less.
But yeah, the rest of the time you're able to get in good data. You probably see Eve crying a lot, and Abe, I don't know, marching into the room for a glass of water and then marching out of the room or what have you.
And I think the other thing that is running as like a background program is an analytics program. Not even that's putting it too lightly. It is so much of the desktop seems to be cluttered up with the icons for what look like these little like homegrown games that Vail has coded. And there is one that kind of seems to be running in the background, seems probably pretty innocuous, very reminiscent of like those idle games that you have on your desktop where you have like a desktop pet or something. But what this is actually running in the background is a constant basically data analysis simulation of plugging in different versions of events based on everything that has happened in the last month. And it is running probabilities of what would have happened if this, what would have happened if this.
Mm.
It If anybody were to click on it, it would open up and it would look like one of those Telltale stylized games with all of these little creatures. And if you squinted and looked long enough, you would realize that it is like a noir animal versions of us playing through different scenarios over and over again
There,
as a representation of the data.
there are a shocking number of scenarios in which all of you are dead. There are a shocking number of scenarios beyond that in which one, three, two, four of you are dead in various combinations. All the way back to, it seems like forever ago, an incident at a Kraskburger, through the Siva Rat's job, through even just, Abe never coming back from that trip down south to Fremont. And yet, none of you are presently as those 4 days come to an end. Is the group coming together for fixing Vail? Is that a group event, or is that just Eve and a doctor and a cyberdoc?
Look, I don't know if like we probably won't be in the room, but there is absolutely no way that Glitch won't be in the building. Probably pacing a hole in the ground somewhere.
Laura would only be there if Eve asked her to.
I would definitely send a message to everyone in the group and let them know that I'm going to contact a friend of mine. I also want to have grabbed at some point any kind of pharmaceuticals, prescription medications that I know would help ease Abe's discomfort without numbing him too much, like making the transition a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, we know that. I looked up Reset. Reset does not do this in the actual game rules, but some drug like that would totally
Right.
flush the drugs out of the system. That's not what we're looking for. We're just looking for run-of-the-mill painkillers, things to help mellow this out a bit for him without actually mellowing him.
Turning him out.
Yeah. Prescription drugs are like 20 Z's.
Okay.
Don't worry about reducing that from your character sheet. It's pocket change at this point.
Okay.
I guess it's theoretically more if you're trying to avoid anything with Airsets Blue written on the bottle, which is most pharmaceuticals that you can
Yeah. I mean, I'll leave it up to you. I feel like Eve's main contact for pharmaceutical drugs is the Jacks, and they're in the middle of starting a war. So, would this be more difficult for me to find, along
mean,
with
it's
Vail's supplies?
yeah. I mean, I think the jacks are hard to get to now, because of aforementioned war. I'm gonna say, all right, I am gonna make you spend money on it then.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's say there's 100 Z's for a no questions asked, like through other contacts, way to help Abe out.
There's probably a lot of drugs stashed in various places in Ackroyd. I don't know if they're the ones that you want, but just if you need them.
On a scale of labeled to not labeled, though.
None labels.
Okay,
Absolutely no
yeah,
labels.
yeah.
Plausible deniability if you get caught, man.
Eve could probably figure out what they are.
That's fair. That is true. The sorts of things that Vale keeps in like Altoid containers
Yeah.
would stagger the mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Um,
I
yeah.
that's what I would do. I would want to have procured some kind of drugs to help ease the transition for Abe, and then also let anybody know who wants to be there that I'm gonna talk to a doc.
All right. Yeah, so you're able to get if you would like Cyrus your friend Cyrus May
Yes.
on the
Yes.
line.
Yeah. Eve will greet him in Farsi.
He'll respond in kind. He will say, "Hey, it's been a minute."
Yeah, it has. I'm sorry to call out of the blue like this. I just,
It's all right. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I mean, as okay as I can be. Um, I have a friend that's not, though, unfortunately. You remember the friend that I told you about? Excellent hacker.
Right, the raccoon.
Yes, them. They did something stupid, and, I love them, but they're gonna need some pretty serious cyberware in order to be alive again, in the brain sort of way. And you were the first person that I thought of, so.
Yeah, I'll be there. Um, I don't know the specifics of your friend's case. I will, obviously, when I'm there. We can talk about it in great detail.
Yeah.
I just want to say up front, I know my job. I've got a CyberDoc kit. I can help you. I can try to help you. I'm not a miracle worker. I will do everything in my power.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I called you.
Okay. And he will arrive. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming that at this point Laura has told us that we're moving safe houses. Yeah. Okay.
For
So then
anyone
I
just
wouldn't
listening.
Laura's not happy that we have invited so many people into this one that took a lot of time to set up and has a lot of our shit in it.
I know.
And it has a secret room where we were keeping the briefcase. But yes, we will be moving, and when she has the time and energy, she will be setting yet another one up somewhere else for later, when inevitably this happens again.
So I think the text is this sort of like, so I found a cyberdoc, but he has to come to us because Vale can't be moved, and Laura, I know you're mad, but you said we're getting a new safe house anyway, and I trust him, and I think it's fine. I think he's fine. He's not gonna tell anybody where we are.
She's not mad. She's just disappointed.
She texts back and goes, "Oh yeah, what if he gets tortured? Will he tell people then?"
No.
Oh,
I don't
fuck.
know.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, don't give him the direct address. Do like we had been doing, except for the 3 people in the ambulance because we had to have them there. And then she goes and texts you, goes, "How is Abe?" And then goes, "Wait, don't want to know. Never mind. I don't care." Um,
Do you send all of that?
yes, yes. It's like, "How's Abe?" And then just a string of, "Nope, don't care. Never mind. Fuck it."
The lore has big, what am I made of safe houses energy right now. Yeah. One by one, you converge again on the semi-safe house that several of you had been calling home. Cyrus May is there. Someone has spent 15,000 Z's on a prosthetic cyber. Now is the moment. Very good. All
Yep.
right. So,
Hold on.
yeah,
Did you want to
go for
split
it.
that, Cal?
I have the 8,000 Z's that Vail sent to me, and then
Okay.
I also have 10,000 Z's.
Oh, then I'll just let you pay for it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Lore will just stay rich. Whatever.
That's gonna definitely, I think it was like 85, and then, yep, 15.
Yeah, it should be like 85
Yeah,
because
so
Vail,
I've
that was
got
the
enough for rent.
reserve for
Okay.
that was the reserve for trying to upgrade Reeves, so I've
Yeah.
been hoarding it.
And so as you all converge, I'm going to briefly interrupt this role playing to talk about numbers. The way that this is going to work is it is a difficulty 8 for Cyrus to install this cyberware into Vale's brain. Eve, if you would like to help in some way, you can tell me what you're doing. You can roll dice. You can give him a +1. He has a bonus, but because of circumstances, he is essentially rolling flat presently. If he rolls an 8 or higher, it's great. If he rolls a 6 or 7, it's not good. If he rolls a 2 through 5, it's even less good. It's much more not good.
Okay.
As he is rolled in, you can see that he has this apparatus with him that is somehow going to go inside of Vale's skull and cohabit with Vale's brain and keep it going again. This is going to involve peeling open Vale's head, cracking into their skull. This is serious surgery that you're doing underground in a dirty apartment in Wokeland. So, I want to get a sense of who's in the room. I want to get a sense of Eve if you're doing anything to try to assist this process, and then we'll roll extremely important dice. Thank you, Fleek.
Thank you, Duke Fleeg. Yes.
I'm absolutely shameless. I'm sorry.
Before Cyrus even arrives, Eve has
Yeah.
cleaned this place to the best of her ability. Scrubbed, like hands are raw with scrubbing. And has procured PPE for everybody who wants to be involved. And will look at the group and say, I think if you all could just wait outside, that would probably be best. But I think it would be important for you to be here no matter what happens. And if there are no objections to that, Eve's going to basically assist, be the extra set of hands for Cyrus through the procedure.
Yeah. Sorry, Glitch, were you going to say something? I saw you go off mute, Glitch. Were you going to say something?
No.
Okay.
I was going to respond to that. I don't need to. They absolutely got the vibe. I apologize.
It's all good. Abe, are you coming out of your room for this, or are you staying in your hideaway?
I think Abe pokes his head out of the door just enough to understand what all is going on. and also understand that his current emotional state or not, he's not going to do much good here. So he's just going to stay back in his hideaway, cleaning his gun until ordered otherwise.
I think when Lore sees you poke your head out, she's like, "You better get out here."
Is that an order, Mortimer?
Of course it fucking is.
Abe comes out of his little hideaway.
Right on. And so a vigil. Yes, Vail-ish.
Eve, do you call Declan to tell him?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the reminder. I would have called Declan.
I will leave it up
on.
to Sam whether or not he would arrive, but I
Yeah.
think he needs to know, because if this goes poorly, he's going to have to run interference specifically with Mom.
Yes, I would have
That's
let
his
Declan
response,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Declan will, in Declan form, will go through an entire thought process out loud to you as you're letting them know, being like, "Fuck, should I be there? I can't be there. I gotta be there. I can't be there. That's crazy. Shit. Yeah. All right. I'll be there." Um, and Declan will, in this scene, be kind of like scrunched up in the corner of the room, like they're physically trying to become part of the wall, sort of wedged between the corner of the room and the vending machine, is where Declan is, trying not to make eye contact with anyone, occasionally furtively glancing towards the computer that is Vail-ish, which is, after all, Declan's computer.
During all that, can Abe try to hold Declan's gaze?
You can try. I think
It's
Declan
just a
will like,
fun game.
yeah. We'll like glance at you. We'll see who kind of playing the game. They will not say, but the subtext they will project your direction is like, "What, dude? What?"
Abe doesn't say anything.
Yeah, all right. You will do that dance with him as the vigil continues. Inside, yeah, go for it.
Wherever Abe is, GlitchAngle is trying to be on the other side of the room. She has been giving him the widest of berths since he started acting this like cold and emotionless automaton.
The cinematography of this scene is fantastic because everyone's kind of in their own places in the room. The camera spins around, taking in people's viewpoints. When we get picked up for a made for Amazon cartoon or whatever, it's gonna look great. Um, Inside the room.
Joe gets to voice Abe.
Search.
I mean, me. I'm a working actor. I'm gonna voice.
Yeah, you get to
There it
voice
is.
Abe.
Obviously, Sam will just have to choose which of the NPCs he voices.
All of them.
He's just Matthew Mercer. He shows up, they have
No.
his face as some
No.
of them.
Absolutely not.
Hell
Only
yes.
only Laura's uncle and no one else.
Yes.
The surgery takes place. Eve, you've done surgeries before. This isn't your first rodeo. You've even patched up friends before. I would surmise that this is yet a level above that. I would like you to make me a wisdom and heal roll for the mechanical parts of this to see if we can help Cyrus with his eventual load-bearing roll.
We do have 2 bites currently. I will just point that out right now.
Do we want me to use one now?
I'm not listening to you, Alondra.
Run it!
See, chat, you're taking all of the tension out of this scene. I'm not mad about it, but
Okay, is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Are we oh, okay. That's 2. One for Vailish. Okay.
there we go.
2d6
3d6 KH2.
3d6 KH2 plus 2. 14.
The stakes are high. despite the emotions that are roiling in you, what are you just like laser focused? Like what's the vibe of this 14 here?
I think very much within the same vein as even the back of the ambulance. Just kind of everything fades around Eve to the moment, the focus, their breath, Vail's breath, Cyrus's breath. Yeah.
You perhaps don't notice it consciously, but we notice that your breath and Cyrus's breath have become locked in a rhythm with each other as the two of you are operating on Vailish. I'm going to say that that degree of success on an assisting roll is good enough for a +2. So you're going to make that same roll again, essentially, if you're spending the bite. 3d6 KH2 +2 to see how Vail reacts to all of this.
Do I get a thumbs up on the second bite? Alondra! You killing me, babe.
I'm not gonna vote. I want the dice
It's okay.
to
So,
tell me
no
what
one-
happens.
No one ever said this had to be a democracy.
You got majority.
You got majority.
I am intentionally withholding my vote because I just want to see what happens.
10.
There is no miracle. Vale is not jumping to their feet and doing a jig around the room. But Vale, as hours pass in the surgery, as you stitch up Vale's head again, you're gonna have to wear a wig for a while, Vale. That'll be cool.
That's what the hoodie's for, baby.
Boom. Vale is at 1 hit point and frail, but stable, with a prosthetic in their head, and will at some point be able to wake up and do a jig if they so choose. For now, their breathing is less ragged. Their eyes are flickering in a way such as to show that they are no longer in a coma, but in normal REM sleep, dreaming whatever dreams Vale would be dreaming in this moment.
Eve, at the last closing of the closing suture, Eve just starts like crying quietly, tears streaming down her cheeks. Just this sense of like relief washing over her. We'll look at Cyrus, nod, and walk out the door to...
I think before you're able to get out the
Yes.
door, he will very gently offer you a handkerchief that he had brought with him.
Take off my gloves. Use the hanky. Give it back.
We wouldn't want to be unsanitary in the surgery theater.
No. Not that you can get any more unsanitary than this, but...
He'll
Thank
look
you.
around and say, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is... From my point of view, the best equipped surgery chamber I have ever operated in.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor. And then you may leave. And he will start packing things up and getting ready to head out as well.
Eve opens the door and sees the absolute weirdness that is Abe and Declan and Glitch on the opposite side of the room, and I'm sure Lore trying to look like she doesn't care, but definitely failing.
No, Laura's making food.
Oh, okay.
She is at this like stove, like kind of zoned out just making food, and it kind of smells good. Like
I believe it. No jumping up and down, and no idea what rehabilitation looks like, but we will have Vail.
good.
And with those words, Abe, his expression changes almost imperceptibly. Folks, if you'll excuse me, I'll go ahead and take my leave right now. And he goes back into his room, and he shuts it securely behind him. And the only thing that could be heard from beyond that threshold is Abe sobbing,
Hmm.
wailing, joyfully, bitterly.
Declan, for his part, will sort of stand up and be like, "Okay, that's great. That's good. That's real good. That's real good. Don't have to, because then mom would kill me, and then there'd be zero of us left, and that would be really bad. Uh, do you need this anymore?"
I think we still need it. I mean, if Vale's gonna take a little while to recover.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That makes sense.
The screen will pop on briefly and just go, you can just throw everything on a USB and leave it, and then there should be a jack port, and you can just upload everything.
Yeah, but then you can't collect any of the data from what's going on, and all of like Glitch's voice is not at like her streamer level, but kind of like high and reedy, and that like a lot of emotions happening. Just leave it for now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll. It's just he'll read the room and cut off that sentence.
We'll get it back to you as soon as.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it's my yes.
Deck.
You know where to find me. And yeah, sorry, Eve.
Deck, do you want to
Yeah.
see them?
Oh no, 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 no. I mean, I know what they look like.
Okay.
But like they're kind of still standing by the door. They're not moving.
Abe will take their hand. Hold them
They will be
toward.
led into the room for sure. Uh, they'll kind of stand at the door and look down and be like, "Geez, wow, I always said that Vale was dropped on their head too many times as a child, but that's, you know,
Brings new meaning to the phrase, I guess.
yeah, yeah, you really cracked them open. Wow.
Yeah.
They're gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay. You said that already. They're gonna be okay.
Okay is relative, but
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. Well, I got a lot to think about. Uh,
Thank you for everything.
I didn't do anything other than give people lots of drugs at various points and sit in the corners of rooms. So
Sure,
I
but
don't.
you're here and you care. No matter how
Well,
hard you try to brush it off, you're here and you care.
you're really This is like sort of a doorknob conversation, right? Like their hands on the door. They'll turn back to look you in the eye for maybe the first time and be like, you're really fighting an uphill battle, aren't you?"
Hmm. It's okay, darling.
Nobody
I need the cardio.
nobody nobody cares in this world, or nobody is going to admit that they care.
Hmm. Unfortunately, my life experience tells me that you're wrong.
Well,
You're telling me that you care by being here. You don't have to say it with words.
yeah, yeah. Well, listen, if you ever need someone to hook you up with illegal drugs, you know this. Uh, but just saying it again to make something that was getting really close to a emotionally resonant, transactional. Uh,
I know, sweetheart. I'll see.
Great. Uh, yeah. And they'll leave. As they roll out, they will throw one last significant look to the closed door of Abe's room, mutter something about strange old man, and then out onto the
Uh,
streets. Yeah,
Deck.
you're gonna stop them. Oh boy,
Yeah.
go for it, Laura.
Nope. Just hands him like a crepe for the road.
And a water bottle.
Yep.
They will look down at the crepe and the water bottle. I feel like crepes are a thing that you cannot get at Krask Burger. And therefore like are a standard deviation out from the like normal foods that people tend to eat. On one side of that bell curve are the casseroles that you get if you are a member of the the children of Vail's parents. And on the other side of that bell curve is this crepe. They will look at the crepe in frank disbelief, look at the water bottle, be on firmer ground with that, and be like, you know I know how to feed myself.
Yes, but if I'm making food for everybody in here, you might as well take one too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks for the this. And Declan will again try to leave unless anyone else grabs them before they make it out the door. All right, yes, Declan is out.
Tempted. I thought about doing something just to like complete the set. I was like, no, let that go. He can go. He can go.
Yeah, Declan will spend some time thinking about all of that. The experience, especially what Eve said, especially Abe. Actually, all of it. Declan will have a lot to think about. Um, but as the lights fade on that scene, yeah, that's as good a place as any to take us to a break. That feels like a good stopping point. It's early.
Sure, it's as good a point as any that we're going to find in this mishmash of a crazy thing that we do. Thank you all so much. Stick around. We'll be back very shortly. Yeah, see you soon. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to the Fey Realm. Yeah, shit's fucked. Let's do this.
Shit's fucked, but less fucked than it was before. In the great echelons of fuckery that surround you. We have made it back near the status quo of where things were a couple of weeks ago before everyone went off alone into a highly dangerous world. You have restored Vail at least to the road of recovery, though not yet to the point of taking Vail out with you on adventures. You have restored Abe to at least the point of having an emotion, though perhaps not having an emotion in public. The next thing that I know that exists on your to-do list has to do with the secret room underneath the rug in your safe house, wherein lies a certain briefcase, a certain very locked briefcase that for the first time you have the wealth to just hire someone who's really good at their job to brute force fairway into. Is there anything you want to do before setting that up? The name that I had given you all was a person by the name of Osiris Phase. Vale. You don't recognize the name explicitly. You're pretty sure that Osiris wasn't going by that name in some past phase of Osiris's life. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be a pun. It just landed there. Um,
Feels appropriate though.
They do
It's
that.
the way
But-
these hackers roll. I've used
Right,
100 names
exactly.
in my career too.
Exactly. But the reputation of Osiris Phase is somewhere between legendary mechanic slash hacker, good at getting into things, good at breaking things down and putting them back together again. Not fleshy things would not have been helpful in the surgery that just occurred. But when it comes to straight up mechanics, uh, that's the person you want to talk to. Osiris Phase is known to keep a lair, workshop, home, question mark, in a junkyard in the dog patch. What's the play, y'all? And I think putting GlitchAngle on point at this one, since this is, I think, going to touch on GlitchAngle's life especially.
Very much so. And knowing that to be the case, she's going to kind of look at Laura as this is being discussed and be like, so hear me out.
Oh no.
I know you don't like other people here. I also
Son
have
of a bitch.
absolutely no idea what's inside that briefcase or how it's going to affect me. And I would really prefer to not be slung over someone's shoulder and carried back here from the
You're-
dog patch.
God damn it, you're talking about inviting yet another fucker here who we're still raising in heat after I lowered it and then spiked it a little bit again. Okay. Eve,
Yes.
at which point can we move Vail without killing Vail? Because the more people we bring here, it's gonna start being an even bigger problem.
I mean,
Are you there, Sam?
Yeah, hello.
It's
Yes,
me, Cal.
Indeed. I mean, today is the day. Now that you have gone
Okay.
through the steps of stabilizing and surgery and all of the above, all of the rules that we had made up for Vale mostly don't apply anymore. Vale is now a character who is frail and at one hit point.
Okay.
Well, and
The computer will flicker on, and the raccoon will just scurry out and be like, "Oh my god, you guys, you have a fully functional vehicle right down there!" Points in a random pixelated direction.
Sweetheart,
and then,
none of us can drive.
He can! Abe can!
He's not in the emotional state for all of us to get in the vehicle with him and drive through this fucking city.
I trust him over Declan! The
That's
other person
not
who
a-
can drive!
that is not a high bar to clear.
Okay, so
Here's the other alternative. I have not yet fully vacated my flat. I won't be fully I'm still paid up through the end of the month. I'm not there anymore.
No. And the reason why I say, so here's what's happening now. My paranoia is now at an all-time high
Shocking.
because, how dare you? Because we've had too many people in this safe house. We are not going back to your place of residency that somebody could have easily tied to you after you shouted your name through a speaker on my chest at a doctor who could do weird fucking medical bullshit.
Laura and I are rarely in agreement, but in this,
it is so cute when you two come into agreement. It just powers my shipping.
No, actually, I think Lore does have a point on this one. I'm running the calculations in the background, and no, this place is already compromised, so if you're gonna bring anybody else in, it should probably be here, unfortunately.
Correct. We've moved quite a few things. Sam, I'm just making shit up about that. But,
Yeah. I'm gonna put this on the table. At this point, if you bring someone who your level of trust in is like this level, you basically burn this safe house. That's okay. You've got a backup safe house. But if you are willing to burn this safe house, you could try to get Osiris Phase to make a house call.
I am willing to burn this safe house because it's already been very compromised.
sorry.
So no, it's okay. If you would be okay with it, then Sam, I think we've already kind of moved Vail, maybe, just because it was like, this is kind of happening anyway, and now that they're stable, at least this is a safer place for them.
I'm okay with behind the scenesing that if everyone's okay with Vale being moved.
Okay.
You have access to a friend with an ambulance. That's not too hard.
Sure.
As you're moving things out, I mean, it makes sense. Maybe if you're putting Vale in an ambulance, putting a bunch of furniture in the rest of the ambulance, since it's mostly just a big empty truck.
Just stack it all around. Just stack it all around them. Put it on their chest.
Vail on the stretcher, vending machine shoved next to them.
Remy in your lap.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I'm gonna
tubing.
say. This is the thing that we cat owners all know. This place is not burned. You have not left the safe house until you have moved Remy. The second Remy has moved from this safe house to the other safe house, this is no longer your safe house. That is your safe house.
Okay,
Right?
then-
The cat is the determining factor.
Okay, sounds good, because Remy is coming with us no matter what.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And if we adopt more cats along the way, I am not mad about it, Sam.
I will burn this fucker to the ground before letting Remy get hurt.
Correct. But yeah, I'll be like, I was hoping that we could keep this safe house. I really liked the trapdoor. This other place doesn't have that. But it has other features that are kind of nice, so I'm okay with it.
Oh, did you
damn
finally find a place with a bonsai garden? Sorry,
No.
there was a probability calculation that said you probably were really into plants, but you didn't want anyone to know because that would make you feel vulnerable. Sorry, let me go recalculate.
Yeah,
is that
they've been
true?
doing that a lot.
Is there any
I will
world
not-
where that's true?
I doubt it. Plants don't know.
Says the person who made everyone crepes.
Crepes are not plants.
I think we need to
Yeah,
address
hold on.
the bigger elephant in the room, which is, and Eve points to Abe's door.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with
I
that.
will deal with it. I will deal with it. I will deal with it.
Right now, he's a wild card.
Yes.
Yeah, he
And
scares the fuck out
I
of me.
I know.
Right now, he's too much like the security people who are at my parents' house. And I want nothing to do with that at all. So,
I will deal with it.
cool.
Abe, what are you doing right now?
I'll get
Oh,
Vailish
sorry.
packed up.
Yeah. Give us a sense, Abe.
Well, I think thus far Abe's basically just been sequestered in his room, save for the occasional trip to go drink some water, or eat a crepe, or what have you. But knowing kind of where the wind is blowing, as far as the move and all that's concerned, he's packing up all his worldly possessions, which conspicuously at this point include his boombox, his collection of tapes and CDs, and a ratty copy of Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury that may or may not, have some additional tears in it for reasons.
In the text version of this, we, the audience, are confused whether you said tears or tears. Both could be accurate. Laura, that's the scene. As you're knocking on Abe's door, busting into his room.
No, she
Okay.
knocks with
Okay.
food.
Nice.
And as you come in, Abe's eyes are bloodshot, as if no sleep's been had. And maybe some crying's been done, but you don't
Yeah.
know. Mortimer, what are your
Uh,
orders?
That is not my name, and you know better.
I know a lot of things.
Yeah. She'll put the plate down on your bed. It's not crepes, it's other things. Make it up. You can do whatever you want.
Lizzie's.
Yeah, sure. She's just leaning against the door. You gotta eat what's coming off of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'd much rather have that stuff, but here we are. So. And then he takes the hot dog. Yeah, it's a hot dog. I'm sure.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
He inhales it, basically, almost as if he hasn't eaten in 12 hours or more.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I know. That shit fucks you up, though. Coming off of it makes you feel more things than you would want to, ever.
You're preaching to the choir. That said,
know.
I understand that we are relocating,
Yes.
and I also understand that you lot can't operate an internal combustion engine vehicle.
Haven't
You know,
had a need to.
I drove a lot of Jeeps in the Army. If I can make myself useful, I'd like very much to assist with that.
I think we would like that. Abe, next time you feel the need to take a drug like this, just hit me.
Like figuratively?
Get your emotions out somehow other than suppressing them. And out of the lot of this group, I'm the one who could take it.
Abe gestures toward his shattered mirror. I think I've tried that already. Didn't really do much good, did it?
Neither does the drugs.
Yeah, I'm coming to understand that now. You know, this whole withdrawal process is not very... There wasn't much long-term studies done. How about that? The fascists don't really care about the scientific process. Go figure. Look, regardless of why I took it, you know you lot are important to me, right?
Ew.
Yeah.
I
heard
think
that.
Fucking supersonic hearing over there. I'm surprised she doesn't have cyberware.
He's just like leaning up against the door for this scene.
Yeah, you are also important to us.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that I only thought I was helping things out with the kid being laid out and like hellfire raining upon us. All these rich fuckers in the hills and GlitchAngle's family apparently, and they don't teach you how to deal with this kind of thing in the army except to shoot yourself up with a suppressant drug. So I'm sorry for any pain or discomfort I've caused for the rest of the group during these trying times. And I hope that I can continue to be in your all's company for as long as you'll have me.
Is Abe avoiding looking at Lore as he's saying this again?
Yep.
Lore steps over and gently takes his face like she did when she found out he took the drugs, and looks him in the eyes and goes, "It has been a long time since I have had anything that felt like friendship or family. And this is what I have now. And you are a part of that. From what I gathered from when you did take the medication, you were looking for somebody. I also understand that. And as a team and as a family, we will find this person or find what happened to them. Whatever you need. Because you have put so much online for us."
Thanks, kid.
And she'll hug him suddenly.
You know, before I went into the pee hole. Your uncle told me something.
Did he?
Tell Lorelai I miss Galaxy every day. He said you'd understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Galaxy was my mother.
All right.
Yeah.
Say no more. I'm not 100% kid. And
I know.
those hooligans made off with a bunch of the stuff that, well, whatever.
I promised you to get not to get your stuff back, to replace what you had. I'm willing to get you somewhat better stuff if it means that you will never take this drug again. Consider it a bribe. I'm pretty good at that with being a gang member.
Well, I mean, you flushed my allotment down the toilet, and don't worry, I didn't keister any extra, so none of that.
Good to know. Didn't think about that.
You
Good God.
you learn to use the flesh pocket a lot. Anyways, I'm not gonna bore you with the.
Is that the name of this section?
Oh, good lord!
I will quit
Wow, and I
this
thought
stream.
I did a lot of drugs.
I will
Harvito.
quit this stream if we call it that. Oh, stars.
When you are 100% again, and you want to talk about things, even if it's not with anybody else, know that I understand what it means to be looking for someone.
I hope we find your brother, kid.
Part of me does. Part of me is worried about what they did to him while they had him.
Yeah. They are really good at doing things to the people we love, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Well, I think we're good here. I am going to get into my Sunday best. And then I am going to... And he's fighting. He's fighting the urge to say, I am going to follow your orders as given. I'll be back in the saddle soon enough, kid. Just, you don't worry about me. Let's do what we have to do to shake this popsicle stand and, have a little family reunion with GlitchAngle's people.
Boy.
Speaking of, she didn't seem too best pleased at what all had happened vis-a-vis the whole... Will you tell her I'm sorry?
I think that you could do that when you're 100% again. I think it'll mean more coming from you than me.
As you wish, I mean...
Oh, she like raises her fist like, listen.
Yeah.
Her left one, so it's not as it won't be as damaging.
She's not gonna pulp you. She's not gonna take your head and make it into the remains of a head. Regardless, Abe being back at the saddle, in a very literal sense, makes it a lot easier to travel because you have someone who could drive the car, who can move some of the remaining furniture out of here. Insofar as there is furniture here, bit by bit, it looks less like home. for those of you who have been living here, or a safe place for those of you who've been staying here. Before this scene started, it looked like Eve, you were about to say something?
If I was, I completely forgot what I was
I
going
am
to say.
so sorry. That was me
That is
cutting you off then.
okay. No worries.
But we'll roll back around to the inciting incident of this then, which is now if you want to try to invite Osiris Phase over. There is a smaller chance that it leads to everyone here dying. Is that the plan? Glitch, how are we doing this?
I mean, she's going to defer to the people who are far more paranoid than she is and have been for far longer. But she does want it to be this to happen in a place that at least we control. So maybe like when everything except the couch has been taken away, that's when we call in the hacker. Fair self.
Would you remove Vailish, or would you keep Vailish there?
I think we would take Vailish out, honestly, just because I don't think we want Osiris knowing about them.
Okay.
If Vailish makes a suggestion, we would probably like upload into a USB and put it into Reeves and have Reeves bopping around the place to keep an eye on things.
So Reeves is not equipped to... My question is around whether Vailish is going to be able to collect any data or any information on Osiris by being present.
Sure.
I have a question.
Lure.
I have an eye that can record things and like can call people too. Could I just have like Vailish kind of using through my eye?
Yeah, I think that's definitely plausible, right? Vailish, the computer can be anywhere.
As long as there's a camera that's hooked up to it
you
somehow.
You have the camera. I don't know if you have a head comm lore, so I don't know if Vailish can like literally speak to you in your head in real time.
You could use Vail's.
Or mine.
Vail's
You could use
clearly
Vail's.
not using it.
Or mine. I've
Or can speak through glitch. Yeah.
Or even because I can get text messages, so there could be words that I get from that too. And the only reason why I'm saying me is because I should not be affected by the fucking briefcase.
Right. Which is, yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. So yeah, we will have Vailish present on the scene, not physically, but observationally, let's say.
This was mostly just a laundry checking on, like, what information do I get to know and add into my databases in the event that you do decide to upload Vailish back into Vail.
All of it.
I do think Lore does say to Vail, don't make this weird.
Do I normally make it weird when I'm in other people's hookups?
You've never been in mine before.
You've been a perfect gentle beast whenever you've been in mine. You're fine.
Look, I know that I talk like Vail, but I am literally just sort of like pre-programmed AI responses based on how Vail like records their personal like diaries and observations, which is why it makes me like sound like a person, but I don't. I'm literally just here to collect data, guys.
Vail keeps a diary?
Oh, yeah. Vail's been keeping a diary since they were like 3 years old. They didn't have anybody else to talk to, so they talked to the computer.
That's weirdly precious.
Oh, no, it's not. They're real fucked up, man.
We knew that.
We know.
Sorry.
But we all are.
Sorry, love you when you see this in the future, but yes, we know.
At the risk of cutting off a role-playing scene that could probably go on for a very long time.
Literally any scene that we jump into could last an hour.
I know.
It's fine. Go for it.
My life is a balance between just letting you guys go forever and being like, okay, there's a plot here somewhere.
Y'all can download the diaries later. Keep going with this.
Yeah. So, Glitch, are you the one who is reaching out to Osiris Phase? What are you saying? What's this looking like?
Remind me, had contact already been made with them?
No.
Okay. Then, yes, I would reach out to Faye and to Fair. I was trying to remember conjugation of my own fucking pronouns. It's not easy. That's why I don't push
Literally,
anyone else to do them. But yeah, I would reach out to Fair and say basically, I'm a friend of a friend, and I have heard that you can get into things that are not able to usually be gotten into. We have a job for you if you're interested.
Faye's gonna open up with a fairly terse, I don't make house calls. Faye can probably be persuaded back from that position, but that's where they're starting from.
What was the overall cost for the unboxing video?
Somewhere between 50 and 60,000 Z's is the cost for yeah.
Yeah. I would also have Vailish, I think, involved in this conversation, because I imagine it's text-based, and Vail, at least through their father, was connected to Fair.
Yeah.
So, if Vailish would like to jump in at any point, they're welcome to do so.
Sam, within the bounds of, I am trying to keep this as Vailish is a database, a very advanced and sophisticated database powered by some level of artificial intelligence, but can I now, did I already, I might have forgotten, like, basically, like, run searches through, especially now that we've made contact, so I've got like some level of like, can I start to try to bounce through the like IP addresses and see if I ping off of anything that will give me any additional information about another name that Vail might have known Osiris Phase by, or a more specific connection to them through their dad or anything like that?
Yeah, give me an intelligence connect check.
Sure.
Or administer if that's better.
Administer, I think, is better. I am good at databases, weirdly enough. A skill that I didn't think I was going to use to put my own consciousness into a computer, but sometimes life does life things.
Yeah, for those of you following along at home, admin is the skill for putting your consciousness into a database.
Surprise. You said intelligence and administer?
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna be a 10.
That is a beautiful thing.
Lovely.
Like so many hackers, Faye had a corporate job at one point. It is statistically probable, based on your database analysis, that Faye worked with your father and a subsidiary of a subsidiary of a subsidiary of, I don't know if we ever established where your father worked. I kind of want to say Drive On because that's where you were found.
Dad worked in my head, at least. We have not established this. Let's do it now.
Tell
Dad
me.
worked at Drive On.
Right on.
Dad was more on the engineering side, but had some programming, which is why Dad and Vail connected on this weird, like, we're just gonna call it autistic level of computer fascination that Vail has had since they were established a baby. So
You again, this is all based on statistical probabilities. You don't have any proof that this is true, but it seems likely with an 87% chance of accuracy that Osiris Phase in some previous version of Fair Life was working at Drive On as well, worked with your father, again, was similarly like engineering central, but with an adjacency to programming, because everything eventually needs some sort of computer code in this benighted era that we live in the year 2074. So, while you don't know Osiris's other names, Osiris would know your dad's name.
in that case, Glitch, how do you have Vailish involved in this? Am I jacked into your brain already? Are you like sending these messages while you're sitting by the computer setup?
Probably sitting by the computer setup while sending the messages, but also like narrating out loud so that Vailish can, like, I think we've all got kind of, I at least have gotten in the habit of when I'm sitting in the living room of the safe house, kind of narrating things for Vailish.
In that case, I think what happens is like the screen, if it was asleep, it pops awake, or if the raccoon is just sitting there washing their hands like they do in the sort of like sleep mode,
the idle
screensaver
animation,
mode.
yeah.
Yeah. I think then a little like I think the thing that the raccoon does is like runs over to one of the like files, like starts like opening files equivalently, like going through the computer's explore function, right?
Sure.
Going to these files, and then eventually gets to one and pops it open, and what pops up is like a very like grainy sort of bad old school, almost like scan, like very old school like video game, like those old what are they called, like the VMS style games or whatever.
Sure.
Pop up of an ID card, like an employee ID card from Drivon, for someone named Kevin Eastman. He is listed as being like a senior mechanic or a senior engineer, I guess it would be. It's got some of his like credentials, like his access credentials and stuff, and has like this really kind of grainy, gritty photo of a nice, normal looking, just real dad energy guy. But the thing that you would notice is that in this photo, he is wearing a like what looks like the one of those like kind of mechanics sort of like pullovers things with an embroidered name patch that says Kevin, that you have definitely seen before.
Oh yeah. Just kind of like stare at that. Just all doesn't say anything, but like 1,000 expressions cross her face as she recognizes and realizes.
And the raccoon just like peers over the edge of the window in the screen or whatever and just goes, I think if you name check Kevin Eastman, they're gonna recognize the name and that might give you some leverage. And then ducks behind the image again.
Thanks, Vailish. I will respond to the I don't make house calls message with, I understand that it is not common in your particular practice, but this is an item of some sensitivity. Kevin Eastman said to ring you up.
You're going to get a response that says, Kevin Eastman's dead. And then several seconds later, like a question mark.
Raccoon pops up. Emergency contact. Ducks down.
Wait, what?
Tell them they were the emergency contact in case something happened that needed somebody who could do what they could do.
Got it. Thank you. Yes. Typing back. Yes, correct. But he provided your name as the person to speak with in these sorts of circumstances.
There will be a long pause. And then you'll just get a single word texted back. Where? Question mark.
I, the very, very, very nosy player, want to know what the layers are on that one, but I'm going to let it sit over here for now. I will provide the coordinates unless Laura slaps the phone out of my hands.
Not even down the street. You're going to provide the actual coordinates.
We're gonna have to bring him into the actual place, so yes. Everything's cleared out at this point. This is basically a burned safe house now.
If this is ever a podcast, I'm so sorry for people who are never going to be able to see DB's face. In this moment and in every moment.
DB's face will just be like the thumbnail for every one of the podcasts.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. No.
I'll just cap the best facial expressions, and it'll be the patron exclusive once we upload the podcast.
Yeah.
I think if you say, well, it's basically a bird safe house, but Laura will go, but it's my bird safe house.
Do you want to give him the coordinates? Do you want to give Fair the coordinates? Do you want this to be in your
Crasburger.
hands?
Just do it. Oh my god.
Give them the coordinates. Give Fair the coordinates.
And so Osiris phase arrives, and let me play the Osiris phase theme. Osiris phase arrives in a black trench coat.
Oh, I do remember
Osiris
putting this
phase.
one together.
It's been waiting for a while.
It has.
Osiris phase is cool as a cucumber. A pair of cyber arms folded across Fair chest, in addition to the normal two, which are hanging by Fair sides. There will be a rap on the door, and Osiris phase will say, "Well, if you're gonna kill me for having dragged me out here, now is your chance." Osiris phase, what's this all about?
Lore will let him in, begrudgingly. Let Faye in, sorry. Begrudgingly. And go, well, you're probably gonna find it very interesting.
Seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'll look at Glitch before I continue.
Give her the nod.
I'm sure you've heard of a certain briefcase.
You will see Fair eyes dart back and forth between the two of you. Who else is on the scene? I know that Vailish is there virtually. Eve, Abe, you around?
Yeah, Eve has, in the time it took to move safe houses and do all of this communication, has gone home, taken a shower, put on her best, and is here, sleek, suave, ready for negotiations.
Hell
Standing near whatever furniture we decided we were going to keep here, probably a table and chairs.
And the couch.
A couch, yeah. Right on. Yeah, Abe.
Abe is also there. I think for the most part, Abe was just helping to pack Ackroyd and drive him to and fro here in the new safe house. But knowing that they're gonna have an unknown, or would Faye be would be a known unknown? Regardless. With only his rifle to his name and his Sunday best, meaning his dress uniform on, Abe's there, ready to spring into action should any funny business transpire.
Then Osiris will kind of take you all in. Eyes will settle on GlitchAngle and say, "Sure, I know you. I know the briefcase. You brought me out here to open it up for you?"
Well, you are known as being one of the best of the best, so yes.
Let's take a look at it.
And we will produce the briefcase.
Eve will pull out a chair for Osiris.
Osiris will crack some knuckles and then just performatively crack the knuckles of the cyber arms as well. And we'll sit down and start tinkering with the briefcase. They have their own couple of briefcases full of gear that they're using to crack into it. After maybe like 10 full minutes of just investigating it, Faye will look up and say, This is a real piece of work, and I assume that you're going to be buying my silence in the matter as well. 55 KZs.
I'm gonna glance over at Eve, who is, I think, been given the power of negotiation.
Osiris, we appreciate you making the house call. And actually, before I speak, do I get the sense that like what is their vibe? Like is
Sure.
Faye excited about this? Is it an opportunity that they're just like, oh, this is so great, or are they like freaked out?
I'd love for you to roll me a vibe check,
I love that.
which is certainly a skill in this game if we try hard enough. Let's call it wisdom and notice.
Notice?
Every
Sure.
cyberpunk game
Fancies.
should have a fucking vibe check.
Every game should have a vibe check.
Truly.
9.
Eve has rolled most of the dice that have been rolled in this game. 9. So the answer is yes. Surface level, Faye is pretending at professionalism, and they are professional, obviously. But underneath that, you think that the primary motivation here is challenge. Like, this is a degree of thing that they are not frequently called upon to try to crack open. This is a hard job, and that's kind of exciting. They almost don't really care about what's on the inside of it. It's the fact of the case itself
Yeah.
that's got fair going.
Excellent. Excellent. Cool. That's what I thought was happening. I think, we appreciate you making the house call, but I do hope you appreciate the opportunity we're offering you. And I do hope that your fee reflects that.
Do you mean to tell me that if I don't lower the price, you're going to send me on my way?
Well, I think we're all just a little curious, but it's not life or death, darling.
As Osiris scans the room again, I am willing to believe that Eve is able to make that deception without having to make a roll. I am not sure if I'm willing to believe that Glitch is able to make that deception without making a roll. What's going on your face right now, Glitch, as Eve is maybe bargaining away the possibility of getting this case open?
Glitch trusts Eve with her life. So if this is the play that Eve feels like needs to be made, Glitch will back them 100%. They also are fully in GlitchAngle, oh my god, mode, which is a whole different like compartmentalization of I am staying very firmly in my streamer persona. So she's working, like she's having to work at it. It's not easy right now, but she is staying in the I'm just an airheaded streamer who is doing this for the sake of the curiosity.
I'll buy that without needing a roll then. Faye will turn to you, Glitch, though, and say, you said a name.
I did.
I want to know more about that name.
What do you want to know?
It's been a long time since I heard that name. I don't see that this briefcase and your enterprise has any relation to that name that you mentioned. Maybe you could paint a connection for me.
Well, I may well be able to do that, but before I do so, I'm curious, what is your connection to this Kevin? Give a
Let
little
us
to get a
just-
little.
Oh, in this capitalized world that we live in,
Indeed.
Faye will begin. Let's just say that Kevin and I, oh, we got each other out of some scrapes back in the day. I don't know what you know about the name that you said to me, but Kevin Eastman was on the level, above the level, maybe a little bit below the level. Back in the day. We had each other's backs, he and I.
Well, I can't say that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing him back in the day, but I know his kids.
Oh shit.
Give a little to get a little.
All right, all right. Well, if this is a favor for the Eastman kids, maybe I could bring my price down to 50 KZs.
I'm gonna
Meta, do
uh-huh.
we have that? We have that, right?
Everyone look at Lore, who's
I-
fucking rich.
No. We have close to that from what just I have. Now I still have to pay rent and shit, guys.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like,
Well, okay, so fully on the meta side, I have 15,000 Zs myself.
I have 49,900.
So you can clear yourselves out and buy it right here.
Correct.
Or you can keep trying to push him.
Honestly, I'm gonna kind of like look at Eve with the. I think we may have pushed. We I think that with kind of the expression of I think we've gone as far as negotiations will allow without us having established a relationship. Be like, that sounds reasonable to me.
I have one last offer.
Uh-huh.
You have my undivided attention.
Oh, darling, I know. 45 and a favor from me.
That's a mighty tempting offer.
I can add
You
to
know, Faye will look to you.
that. I'll also owe you a favor.
Oh, I don't know that in this world or any other, I could say no to such a thing as that. 45 Zs and 2 favors. I think we have ourselves a deal. And Faye will
Very
begin to
well.
work on the case. Yeah.
Just Eve will hold out her hand.
With one of the real hands, not one of the cyber
Hell
hands. Faye will shake. Their hand is warm.
Pleasure doing
And-
business.
And they get to work. Someone cross a lot of money off your sheets. Laura, are you just taking this? You can
I'll
afford
take it.
45.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
do the whole
take it.
thing? Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, if I need rent, motherfuckers, I'm coming to you.
I let me at least cover 5K of it.
I've got rent for 4, and then I'm clean.
The game gets too real. He begins to work.
Seriously.
If you guys want to try to negotiate down further, Vailish will give Lore a suggestion of an information trade.
I don't like it.
That's on you guys. I'm just saying.
He'll begin to work. Faye will begin to work. And it will be long. It will be time consuming. Lots of different devices, some of which you've seen, some of which seem homemade, are employed in this process. Things to get past fingerprint locks, to get past eye print locks, to get past staggeringly complex mechanical locks. Somewhere outside in the world, the sun is setting. Somewhere beyond the fog, the stars are coming out. But then, with an almost anticlimactic click, the briefcase will be unlocked. Osiris will stand up. Well then, is there anything else I can do to be of assistance to you lovely people?
No, I think that'll do it. Eve will
Very-
pass on her contact information.
Laura will do the same thing.
And it's a really fat credit chip, right?
Correct. Like, and like almost doesn't want to let go of it, kind of thing.
You'll notice that when Faye was making any sort of physical contact with you, Faye tended to use the real hands to pick up the money. That's mechanical hand business. That's for cyber hands. Uh, Faye will put the credit chip, the Z chip, into their pocket and move outside. Not even waiting to see the briefcase be opened. It is clicked, unlocked. It can be opened at any time.
Thank you.
We'll wave without turning and say, tell the Eastman kids. I don't know. Tell them that they'll be okay.
They will.
Yeah.
And Phase is gone? And Glitch, what's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, her heart rate is through the roof, just looking at that little crack around the edge of the briefcase. Is there anything immediately visible? Like, besides just like the darkness of the interior of whatever's in the briefcase?
After all this time, you almost want it to be glowing. You almost want
Right?
some sort of light to be coming out of it.
I want the
No,
Pulp
it
Fiction
is.
briefcase.
It is in this moment, at least until you've opened it, staggeringly mundane. With the lock gone, it is merely potential. That being said, that's what we're seeing. What you are feeling internally, GlitchAngle, is that same sort of caffeine feeling, that same sort of uh, carbonated feeling of proximity to it. You're not sure if that's amplified since it's been cracked open, or if that's just your impression in the height of the emotions of this moment. But that same thing that you first experienced when it was first thrust into your arms, it feels like a year ago. It was a mere month and a half.
Oh, God. That long and that short. Hands shaking. Reach out and very deliberately pick up the briefcase and carry it over to the couch and set it down and sit down because I have no idea how I'm going to react to this. And look at the others. All right. If I pass out, tell me what happens afterwards.
You're going to be okay.
That's an awfully broad word there. All right. And I will open the lid. Hands just like almost uncontrollably shaking.
Inside the briefcase is a number of things. I'm going to start with the least interesting and move my way down to the most interesting.
Okay.
There is a name, there is an ID dongle, essentially, the sort of thing that you would use to get through a corporate headquarters door, the sort of thing that you use to get onto the Severat all that time ago. There are quite a number of printed out paper documents. Some of them seem fairly new, as if recently printed out. One of them seems quite old, as if printed out several years ago. The paper not quite yellowed with age, but moving in that direction. That's all fairly boring on the surface of it. The thing that your attention is immediately drawn to is a thin tube of red henna-like ink. When I say that you are drawn to it, the reason I say that you are drawn to it is because as you are sifting through, the moment you come into contact with that, it is as if electricity has lit up in your fingers.
Just like pick it up and wrap both hands around it. What is this?
Laura, you just get a string of text that says, "Let me analyze it. Let me analyze it. Let me analyze it." In all caps.
Should we do that when we're at the other place instead of you just doing it through my eye?
All lowercase. Yeah, sure. Okay, that's fine too.
I mean, there's a bunch of papers. What do they say?
I don't.
Do you want me
think-
to read them?
I really don't think that I can let go of this. So yes, please, if you would.
Okay.
I
I'll
think
pick
if
up
I
the
try to let
papers.
go of this, my heart might stop.
As you move it in towards your body, as you move around a little bit as you're having these conversations, Glitch, it does not feel as if your heart's going to necessarily stop, but it does feel as if something inside of you, some processes inside of you are literally becoming warmer or activating nearest where the vial is. So when you just had it in a couple of fingers, those fingers were ignited. When you held it in your two hands, it felt as if you now know that there are nanobots. You can't really say how nanobots work. You don't have any experience with that, but as if all of the nanobots were concentrating in your hands or concentrating in your heart or in your start, like wherever you're holding it, seems to be where this process is awakening inside of you. You get the sense that it could be even more, not in a fatal way, perhaps in an exciting way, if there was not a bottle separating you and the material inside.
We're all kind of used to Vail's like string of consciousness way of describing the world around them. Glitch is doing exactly that at the moment. Just narrate. No, do not. No, not sorry. Don't you dare. Glitch is narrating everything that she's feeling and the like impressions and sensations that she's getting, mostly for Eve's benefit, but also so that when she starts like popping the lid off, someone stops her.
Is anyone stopping?
Because like
yes.
she like her
Yeah,
first
everyone
thought is
stop. Okay.
her first thought is drink the battery acid.
Yeah,
No,
he
no,
will
no, no, no.
definitely stop.
we need to analyze that.
You don't understand
then-
everything
and then
about this. It wants to be me, and I want it to be me.
Sure, but also, I don't know. What if you OD on nanobots?
There's also informed consent. You need to know what it is before you put it in your body, dear. Because you didn't ask for this, and your body might be asking for this right now, but I just don't want you to regret it.
No, this is purely instinct and how it's making me feel, and that's possibly very dangerous if my instincts and wants have been programmed by someone that I only kind of remember.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Lore, was it you who is going through the documents?
Yeah.
Good news, the documents aren't going to like blow up in your face or corrupt your mind or anything like that. It's just documents. Well, the implications of the documents may blow up in your face and corrupt your mind, but the documents themselves are just this. It seems to be a focused history of a project inside of the corporation at Considine Instruments. You see documents about them acquiring several labs in Cal. This is maybe 15, 20 years ago, as the corporation that purchased all of the school, all of the labs that were associated with the school went out of business. It seems that Ikaisudan Instruments swept in, purchased many of those labs. I'm going to tell you more, but I think I want you to roll dice at this juncture for just digging through some of the legalese, corporatese of
God.
these documents.
Okay.
It's intelligence and something. I hesitate to say work because I know that's everyone's favorite skill.
Could it be notice?
Oh,
Also, can I just throw in that I'm not
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for you for Alondra, but I think I see you having the same thought. You're looking
no,
through her eye.
I was gonna ask, can Vailish provide assistance by rolling, like, administer?
yeah. All right, here's what it's gonna be. Lore, you are rolling intelligence notice. Vailish, you are rolling intelligence administer.
Great.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
We'll let the smaller one help the bigger one.
We also have an extra bite. Do we want me to use it?
It's 9:30. I'm down.
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna say I'm about to have 20 ninja assassins crash into the room. So
God
God
damn it!
damn it!
Abe could take all of them.
I know, but I don't want him to.
Oh my gosh.
That's an 11 from Vail, dog.
okay.
Get the right syntax in there.
My difficulties are going to tend to be even numbers, so a 12 will be worth more than an 11 if Lore can give you the +1.
Am I doing the +1? I thought
If you succeed at this, I'm gonna say that the
Okay.
lower one will help the higher one. Maybe we'll
Oh,
roll
okay.
12, but just for convenience sake.
Okay.
The small
We're
help the
tag
large.
teaming it, homie.
Hell yeah.
10.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
cool. Yeah. I'm just gonna tell you all the shit that's in here. This is great. This is not spelled out explicitly, but to your eyes, you can see in the gaps between what is spelled out explicitly, there was a corporate alliance for this project which was nanobots, between Icosidine Instruments and Airsats Blue. This was being developed by the research and development arm of Airsats Blue. They were working on the delivery mechanisms, essentially, for this project, whereas all of the actual nanobots development was being done by Icosidine Instruments. You are seeing the history of that spelled out in these documents. You are seeing names of scientists who had worked for the then recently defunct Cal Labs, who became a subsidiary of Icosidine Instruments, and who, it seems, perhaps were just dispersed after the project fell apart. We'll get back to that later in the documents. Names like Onisiphore Wen, Shizoku Takahashi, and Tasman Jade. I'll drop those in the chat later. You see indications of a couple of stages of progress of this project. Generation 1 of development, which was largely seen as a failure, but then a huge technological leap before Generation 2 of the development process. And then Lore, and then Vail-ish, they cut it off. The project seems to be going fine. The project seems to be going perfectly, in fact. It seems as if all indications are that the nanobots are working brilliantly beyond expectations in all test subjects, at least all the Gen 2 test subjects. And then there's an internal memo. This is the physical thing. This isn't the printout. This is the old piece of paper. The internal memo says, releasing this technology would inflict immeasurable harm on our control of the region and the corporate status quo as a whole. Strongly recommend aborting the project immediately. Of the red henna-like ink that GlitchAngle so desperately wishes to consume, there is said nothing at all.
Timeline. The point of the memo, the date
Mhm.
of the memo that says strongly recommend discontinuing.
Mhm.
If I run that through my processes databank, how does that match up with GlitchAngle's date of birth?
Yeah, Glitch would have been maybe 6 years old
Yeah,
when the
okay,
project
that's
was aborted.
about what I thought.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Lore, you're gonna get in kind of your like text messages from Vailish, you're just gonna get not quite Declan level string of consciousness processing, but you're gonna get some sort of like data analysis processing of like showing that timeline and like adding these documents to a timeline as they are being kind of co-read. And it is like that last one will kind of get highlighted and flagged and be like, memo equates to GlitchAngle's recovered memory.
Lore will relay what Vail said, not in as many words, but definitely like, well, according to Vailish's analysis of timeline, it looks like you were 6 when they cut this off.
That tracks for when the doctors stopped coming around, when Dr. Nguyen stopped coming around the house. Yeah. Why? If it was going so well, why did they stop the project?
It seems as if there was worry of maybe one corpo being stronger than the other.
Vailish is going to give you a text, which you can relay or not, but is going to say, the corpos invented something they couldn't control.
Lore will say that out loud.
You kids ever read 1984 by George Orwell?
Can't say as I have.
No.
In the setting, there were at least 3 superpowers who had control over the entire world, right? But it was found out at the end of things that they were perfectly content to share the balance of power of things, such that not one of the superpowers could overtake any of the other ones, because to do so would be to disrupt and destabilize everything that they had each been working for. That thing being, of course, the control of the rest of the 99% of the Earth's population at the time. Now, I'm just an old country soldier and everything, so I don't know about any of this whole corporate back and forth and whatnot, but it occurs to me that maybe Icosodine did not want to introduce this variable into the very delicate balance of power that the different corporations have across the globe. That's just me trying to contribute here. Also, is anyone else really itchy? Because I'm really itchy right now.
Drink some water, hon. It'll help.
Okay, I got you.
I think you're onto something there. But what happened to everybody else that was involved?
Well, if it's anything like the Black Ops that we used to do back home. Fuck, this is back home. Back east. They were either bribed into silence or they were terminated with extreme prejudice.
Bribed works for my family based on what I found. A lot of money coming from Icosodine into my family's coffers. I just don't understand. This is going to be shitty, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why use someone who is the heir to a very aristocratic family? Why not use someone who can be yanked off the street for this kind of thing that you can kill afterwards?
Has your family ever had any hard times? Not that they would hide that from you, but what if the money was running out?
I suppose that's always a possibility. Although I will point out one thing to know about rich families. They always want to be richer.
Sure.
You've been in your family's financial records, Glitch, yeah? Like that was one of the things that
Yeah.
you explicitly had poked at. If they had hard times like that, you didn't see anything about it, and you were pretty deep in there.
My family worked in sex bots when that was the industry. So there's no shortage of money.
Yeah, but wrong investments, things like that can happen.
The finances were very good. I dug as deep as I could with everything that I'd been taught.
Did anyone read those names out loud?
I would have, I think, or at least gone back as I was looking for more names in the documents to see if there is anybody that they actually name as being a part of this as like almost like a patient instead.
So this is around the time that Eve was in Cal. Do I recognize any of those names?
You do. It's not like a close family friend or anything like that, but
What
you're
friends?
sure, exactly. Your parents moved in circles, let's say. Uh, and specifically, you're pretty sure that you've heard the name Chizuku Takahashi and that the person attached to that name is dead and died a while ago, a long time ago. Actually, maybe under mysterious circumstances now that you're thinking about it.
Oh boy.
Uh, Tamsin Jade vanished. Tamsin Jade was a respected scientist in her field. Her field was robotics adjacent, to be sure. And at around the same time as this was happening, this would have been prior to your career, Eve, your first career. She stopped being someone who people were talking about.
Vanished, no confirmed death.
No confirmed death.
Okay.
Vanished in that way of like people stopped talking about rather than like it was a big deal.
Okay. Two of those names are familiar. One of them is dead. The other, promising scientist, just disappeared. People stopped talking about her. And I would guess proximity and control make a kid from the hills a prime choice. The academics at Cal had access to your family, to an innumerable amount of Hills families. Through their tutoring, they could pick the best candidates, make those families an offer. Why, if you're at the top, wouldn't you want your child to continue to be at the top and maintain your family name above all the peons below? Why would you bless any street urchin with something as intense as that? It makes sense.
Laura, you get another text readout following that just says, they never really end these projects, you know.
Vailish says that they never really end these projects.
I think they're right. And were I to guess, they wanted to see what the long-term effects would be. It hasn't been quite 20 years, but I was a child when all of it stopped, and they would have wanted to observe.
But also, it hasn't been 20 years for you.
Right.
They said second phase of it was going well. That doesn't mean that there weren't more. And the fact that there are so many people that have just disappeared, one of them now being one of the scientists involved.
That could be as simple as the nonsense that happens between corporations. Dr. Nguyen, I think. Dr. Nguyen continued because he's going to be at the party at my parents' house.
Sure.
He's the only one left of those three. One vanished. One died. One went north, one went south. One couldn't shut his ever-loving mouth.
Sure. Here's the other issue / question. What the fuck does all of this have to do with those headless bitches?
They're the second phase, aren't they?
No, I'm
I'd
I'm part of the
hazard a-
second phase.
I'd hazard a guess they were the first.
That's my guess too. Something about the first phase was to something.
Maybe they couldn't control it. Maybe the nanobots actually killed the person. Maybe it was a war against body and bot.
An autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
The immune system attacking itself.
We need to get into that lab, don't we?
Oh, I was really hoping you weren't going to say that.
Unfortunately, if the story continues past where I was 6 years old, which I think Vailish is right. I think it did. That's where the answers are going to be.
Vailish, can you add a date to your timeline?
I'm going to belatedly put us back on the conspiracy board here in case anyone wants to add anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lorelai gives the date that Kieran was dead. The exact date that she found out and she was told that he had been killed.
Vailish is going to take the date of Kieran's death, the date of this memo, dates from GlitchAngle's childhood, and is going to start running them through basically like search engine processes, and is going to just keep plugging in looking for reports of anything else that resembles the Hessians prior to our encounter with them, looking for reports of incidents where people basically exhibited superhuman abilities in a way that is outside the norm for like cyberware or cyber enhancement. Like this is basically like running a data search of just like insane constantly rotating keywords through like news databases and things like that, and he's going to start trying to assemble some sort of timeline. Subprogram is going to kick in some dates from their own life of like some of the stuff that happened with their dad and some of the stuff involving Erstats Blue and like insurance issues and lawsuits regarding that and any of those kinds of things, and just start looking for patterns.
Yeah. Ooh.
This doesn't have to resolve right now, but this is
No,
now
some
like
of it's
the
gonna. Some of it's
subprogram.
gonna.
Yeah.
Give me a intelligence program roll.
Okay.
And this is one of those things where you're going to get information eventually one way or the other. This is going to kind of determine how much, how soon.
14. Sorry.
Holy shit. That's a second 14 tonight.
I got a +2 to my programming, baby. I'm one of the only +2s in the game, which is wild because I'm dead.
I've got this bad habit of saying things while people are rolling dice, and those things getting me in trouble. Yeah. A couple of things. You are able to find not stories as such, but very obvious absences where stories had been. It is clear that there are have been reportings all the fucking time about weird things, people with abilities, what they should not have.
I'm looking for conspiracy theory blogs, baby.
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah. Right, these things get eliminated pretty quickly. The conspiracy theory blogs are pretty quick to point out how quickly such things get taken off the air. No one immediately has theories as to who, though obviously at this point we might be developing theories of our own. A couple of things become clear from this. Thing number one. Sightings of things like Hessians. sightings of things that are human but not quite human start early in that before Glitch was born era, in that Generation 1, Phase 1 era. They die out pretty quick. Stories about people who are basically human, but suddenly produce something that doesn't seem to come from cyberware. A lot of the conspiracy theories are like, how are they doing this? Where's the cyber? Are they concealing the cyber? Is it hidden away? We don't know. Those peak at around maybe Glitch is 15 years old. Um, Maybe even a little bit younger, like 10, 11, 12, peak up towards 15, and then long tail. Slowly, one by one, those stories go away, as perhaps if one by one, the people who exhibited such traits go away. There's something strange about these stories, that second category of stories, which is by and large, in as far as the people who are demonstrating these abilities are being described, which is hit and miss. Every time, universally, they have tattoos, they are always described as having ink.
Vailish is going to twofold. Is going to start running cross-referencing names. Specifically, some of these names from our board is going to cross-reference Alloy Ikomi, the only known survivor from the Treasure Island operating crew, is going to cross-reference Don De La Cruz, is going to cross-reference Janessa Rian, is going to cross-reference Marcus T. Spine. Just start running names of people associated to weird shit and people that we've seen do weird shit. While that is happening, and again, this is a thing that can be running in the background. I don't need information. Because I'm throwing a lot at you in the moment. But
I know everything.
Yeah, you know everything. But also, Lore, you're gonna get another one of those little text pop-ups that is just gonna say, does Glitch have any tats? And has Glitch ever done henna?
Laura will ask. I'll be like, do you have any tattoos? Henna? Have you ever done henna?
I haven't checked this with you, Sam, but I don't think Glitch has any tattoos. Henna though feels like something that would have been done at possibly like when going to a wedding, like one of the other upper crust families, because I cannot imagine there aren't several like families in the hills who are like old school Indian.
I think that's plausible.
I don't have any permanent tattoos, but I have done henna a few times.
Did you get the itch?
The itch
is the next question that pops up.
Laura's.
I'm assuming at this point that you're just sort of like passing it along.
Yeah, sorry.
I know it's job weird on this stupid ship.
Yeah.
What itch?
The one you're getting right now.
Oh, that's a good question. Did I ever have like a reaction to the henna like I'm feeling as I'm still holding, like, to be perfectly clear, it is still cupped right here against my sternum.
You know, Glitch, it never felt like this, but in those times that you were experimenting with, henna or body art for weddings or something, I would certainly say that you had a proclivity for painting it on, maybe an inborn skill for the use of henna ink, maybe a +1 to the use of henna ink that's been on your character sheet this entire fucking game.
Cool. That's my question. That's what my question mark skill is.
I'm going to assume Glitch has some sort of physical reaction.
About like that, actually.
Yeah. At which point, what Laura sees in the text format is Glitch needs to not have that vial. Give it to Eve and lock it down.
And we take the vial from you. For now. You will get it, Glitch. You will get it back. We want to make sure that it's not going to hurt you or take you over. We need to do that analyst before we can decide that. Thank fuck you didn't drink it, you weirdo.
You're one to fucking talk.
I'm not trying to drink ink.
Shit.
I'm not saying we keep it forever. I'm saying we hold it for now. Before you told us that you could wait for the briefcase. What is just a little bit longer now that it's open?
Eve will sit down on the couch next to Glitch and touch her hands.
I think when you touch them, you can feel it's not visible, but her hands are vibrating.
I'm not going to take it from you. But I'm here when you're ready to give it to me.
This can do something for me, and I know how to do it. I think I
just want to know what it is.
Yeah, me too.
And we can't figure out what it is without the potential of hurting you. Unless you give it to me. We care about you. We want you safe. Even if these lovely people refuse at every turn to admit it. We do. We have run some pretty intense missions. And if that danger is not enough to convince you that we care about you, then I don't know what will be. We want what's best for you.
I don't doubt that for a minute. I haven't in a month at least.
So since we first met?
It's been a month and a half. It took a couple weeks. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm just lightening the mood.
I wasn't ever given a choice about this. I was... before I can remember. And I want to be able to use this, whatever it is. I want to take their tool back from them. Because that's what they thought of me as, is just another lab rat, a tool, something to advance what they are doing. And this will let me do that. I think. But I can't know if I can't try. I know you care about my safety. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to drink it, I promise, Lore. It was just the most immediate thought that occurred to me because I just wanted it to be... But any level of experimentation requires danger. That's just part of the deal. That's part of science.
Laura will look at you and go, Vailish just said their dad didn't die for them to win. So try the Madeline first.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it takes her some work to like because I mentioned this electricity feeling. It's kind of like locked her muscles around it, but she carefully works off each finger. She doesn't hand it to Eve. She can't, but she does let go of it.
Eve will catch it.
I am going to want that back.
And you'll get it.
All right. What's next? Madeline or the labs? I don't think you like either of those options, do you, Eve?
Absolutely not. But
I'm sorry. That was unnecessarily cruel.
I think what's first is we get out of this safe house before somebody busts in and gets us.
Yeah. To the new place?
Yeah, no unscheduled guests this time, guys.
yes, ma'am.
Yep.
And so you ride, for the last time, laying eyes on the safe house in which so much has happened over this last month. Uh, as you leave it behind, I almost wonder, I know that some of you are more sentimental than others. Is there a final ritual, a final saying goodbye to this place, or is it just rearview mirror and gone into the mists of the fog of the Bay Area?
Lore is gonna take a time while everybody else is kind of loading out and just make sure she didn't miss anything that belonged to her brother.
Hmm. Yeah, you scan around. I don't know, like one last discarded cigarette or something like that in the corner. Like it's that degree of thing. But you can find that if you're looking for it.
Okay.
As this is happening mundanely, I know that we're near our time limit, mundanely, Vail-ish, you're getting at least one piece of data for your timeline, which is Dr. Marcus T. Spine. His career is fairly within the public record, or at least surface level of corporate records, easy enough to hack into. Dr. Marcus T. Spine was part of the AirSat's Blue hierarchy, was part of the research and development decision in Silcent. He was transferred from there out to the hills at around or shortly after the time that the project was aborted.
Fascinating.
I wonder if, or how immediately, to ask the question that Glitch asked a second ago, um, is Cal next, or is going down the memory hole with the help of our friend Madeline next? Because if it's the second thing, we could probably squeeze it into the end of this session.
I think that we go ahead and do the Madeline.
I agree.
I think Abe still needs a little bit more time to recover. I need to have time to buy him new gear now that I am so much money short.
I have some money I can help.
I will give
I
money
will-
too.
Drugs.
I will
drugs,
let you
drugs,
all.
Drugs.
Drugs.
But yeah, I think that's where we start is the Madeline.
As far as wrapping up the safe house, Glitch will scoop up Remy and put him on her shoulders and toss a candy bar down the trap door, down into whatever's down there, as a thank you for keeping watch over the briefcase.
Rad.
And then head out to Ackroyd.
I'm going to, at a later time, because I want to keep this on the conspiracy board for now, I'll remove Safe House 1 from the map. It is burned. It is a null place. As you
Lord
have,
looks so sad.
as you have reconvened in the new Safe House, which is again was once a convenience store, corner store, I should say, like very bottom rung sort of purveyor of cheap goods, cigarettes, sodas, now a level underground as the city has been built on top of it. How are we doing drugs, Glitch?
Well, Glitch has been living out of the new safe house for a couple of days at least at this point. So most of her stuff's there, including the very cozy, like, throws on the wall, like turning a otherwise probably fairly sterile room into a cozy spot. And she'll look at Eve. I don't think I should do this by myself, but I also am not sure everyone else should be seeing this, whatever this is.
I can be there.
I would appreciate that. How did you even take Madeline? I don't drugs.
Injection.
Oh,
Yeah.
goody.
I believe it's a syringe by syringe. Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, so this might take you out for quite a while.
Okay.
It might last longer than maybe you want it to.
How
but
long?
Up to 6 hours.
Oh, I thought from the way you said that, I thought it would be days. 6 hours is fine.
It's a long time to live in the same memory. The goal is to focus on a memory and enhance it. So, from what I gather, you have some kind of foothold into your past that you can focus on.
Yes, I should be able to at least dip into the memories of Dr. Nguyen. That's pretty much all I remember is him being at the house.
I will say that if it is not a pleasant memory, you will experience it as an unpleasant memory. And I will also say that though a one-time high does not an addiction make, that is a risk.
It's that way with painkillers too. It's just the risk. Yeah. I give you my informed consent.
Thank you. Get comfortable.
And I will lay down on my bed, which is covered in very soft blankets, throw pillows, stuffed animals. Like it almost looks like a little kid's room, except, scaled up for an adult.
Nice.
Would you like to do the honors, or shall I?
I have never injected myself with anything, so I think I would
Okay.
really prefer to not fuck this up.
Good.
Yeah,
Deep breath.
I'll pass everything over to her and settle in, close my eyes.
And on the exhale, Eve will inject Glitch with Madeline.
You will feel the drug entering your body. You will feel the time that you are in presently begin to fade. And actually, yes, this is where I'm going to end this session.
I thought you might.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here for this week's episode of Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. That was intense in a different way than I expected. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to be off for basically the rest of this week because I'm going to be changing up my streaming setup. If everything goes well, DB and I will be back on Sunday with Dead by Daylight, which will be tremendously fun. Thank you all so much for being here. Check out the Discord if you're not there already to see the schedules of things that are going on. And I'm doing a giveaway for 300 followers. Join that. I know. Giving away one of the queer games that I played in June. Because
and if you make all of your friends follow, I bet Ren will do a giveaway for like 500 followers too.
I mean, I do tend to do giveaways at the 100 follower mark, and we are well on our way past 300. I'm genuinely shocked. Thank you all so much for being here.
Keep that level up. 100 followers per level.
Yeah.
It's the rules. It's literally the rules of the game.
It is. I can call 400 followers to a rave slash a riot.
So do your part and bring the rest of those 400 followers to our rave slash riot over here.
Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much to my wonderful fellow players. Sam, big ups to you as always, my friend. Thank you all so much for being here. Join us next week for more Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. We might be running a tiny bit late because at least 3 of us are running in hot from scheduling things. We will let you know as we know more. But until we meet again, friends, I hope that your journey back through the mushroom circles is as calm and as peaceful as it is possible to be. And until we meet again to do drugs, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you all very soon. Good night, friends.